Hello, this is my Crazy Ex channel. Please subscribe.
Should I not tell my dad my mom is cheating on him? Story 1-2. I 15M went to football practice today. I play for my school team. But today I was feeling kinda exhausted. So, I asked my coach if I could go home early today. He told me I could go. Normally, my mom 49F when the practice was over would come to pick me up. Our house wasn't too far from my school, it was only a 20-minute walk. But my mom would still come and take me out for ice cream after practice. But today, since I was released early, I didn't feel like bothering her, so I just walked home. After I came home, I heard my mom and someone talking and giggling from the bedroom. It wasn't my dad. When I went there, I saw my mom with one of her coworkers. My mom would usually have coworkers over to discuss work. This coworker I saw, let's call him CJ. I would usually see CJ come over to our house to discuss work with my mom. But I never thought my mom would do anything like this. My mom, when she saw me, was pretty shocked. She asked me why was I home early from practice, but after what I saw, I was just dead inside. I didn't say anything and went to my room and remained silent. I heard my mom yelling at CJ to leave. After he was gone, my mom came to my room. She told me that they were just discussing work. But I had seen them kissing each other. So when my mom understood that I had seen everything, she told me that she had made a huge mistake. She began crying and told me not to tell anything about it to my dad 50M. She said he was going to divorce her if he found out. She told me to pretend that it never happened and I hadn't seen anything. She tried to bribe me and told me she was going to get me anything I wanted if I didn't tell my dad. When my dad came home, I didn't dare to tell him anything about it and pretended nothing happened. I feel extremely guilty for this. I am writing this on my bed because I can't fall asleep. I know my mom did the wrong thing. But telling my dad about this would probably result in my parents getting divorced. I don't want that to happen. That's my worst nightmare. Should I give my mom another chance? She told me she was never going to do it again. But I feel bad for my dad too because of hiding the truth from him. So my question is, should I tell my dad about it? Or should I give my mom another chance? Any advice would be appreciated. Thanks. TLDR, I 15M saw my mom 49F cheating on my dad 50M with one of her coworkers. My mom has told me not to tell my dad because it would result in them getting divorced. I don't want to get them to get divorced. But I also feel bad for lying to my dad. So should I tell him the truth? Redditors' reactions. Redditor 1, you are old enough to learn about doing the right thing. It is the right thing to tell your dad. Your dad deserves to know what your mom has been doing. Your dad had done nothing wrong, and hiding this from him is not right or fair. Redditor follow-up, old enough but still too young to be dealing with adult issues. Still at the age where his parents should be protecting him instead of exposing him to their own pain. You should tell your dad, but please know that nothing that happens will be the result of your actions. You've been put in an impossible and unfair situation. When everything is revealed, you should ask your parents to arrange for you to speak to someone impartial about your feelings. A safe place where you don't have to watch your words or hide your hurt. Hopefully it's something they think to arrange themselves. Redditor 2, there was a post on this sub from a woman who had a similar situation. She was 16 and hid her mom's cheating, resulting in her dad going no contact with her after he found out. Do the right thing. Redditor follow-up, https www.reddit.com. Our relationship advice comments SFL8A6. Is there any way I can fix my relationship with? Medium equals Android app source equals share. Read this post. Redditor 3, if you don't tell your dad, you may live with that guilt forever and slowly resent your mom. If you do tell your dad, your family could blow up. There's no right answer here and your mom out you in a very messed up situation. Think hard about what you want to do. I'm sorry Yodu in this situation and wish I could offer some advice. Redditor 4, you have to tell him. If you lie, you are supporting your mother's infidelity, and guaranteed it's the first nor last time she's done this. Get him alone and talk to him calmly and rationally. You are his child and he will understand why you didn't say anything straight away. It's a hurtful and confusing time for you, You are a child and no child should have to tell their parent that their other parent has stepped out on them. Tell your dad, he deserves to know, and you don't deserve to be made to feel as awful as your mother has made you feel putting you in this position. Redditor follow up, agree 100%. And honestly think about the possibility of him discovering it on his own. He would probably sit you down and say he has to tell you something very difficult, but it's all going to be okay. Imagine being in that spot already knowing what he's here to tell you. I know living in a divorced home is not what you want, and I absolutely sympathize. My parents divorced when I was young, but honestly, I can see that I much prefer seeing them happily separated now than simply together and dysfunctional. I will tell you right now though, no matter what happens or when you need it, it is always okay to ask for help with digesting your feelings, should you need it. Redditor 5, tell your dad and do the right thing. You're old enough. Redditor 6, tell her dad. I'm sure he will appreciate it. As for her mom, she made the bed, now she has got to lay in it. Redditor 7, your mom will do it again. She will just be sneakier. She was taking you out for ice cream so that the bed could get changed and aired so you couldn't tell that they were sleeping together. If you had not come in, they would 100% be sleeping together. The worst that will happen during the divorce is her probably gonna need a paternity test. This isn't the first time her mom cheated, and it won't be the last. Tell her dad and then tell the judge you want to live with him full time. Redditor 8, tell your dad. He deserves to know the truth. Redditor 9, tell your fucking dad. Redditor 10, ask yourself, if your GF had cheated on you, and a friend or relative witnessed it, wouldn't you like them to tell you? Redditor 11, give your mom 12 hours to come clean to your dad. Tell her you will inform him if she doesn't. Redditor 12, listen, at some point your father will find out, and if he knew that you knew, would be hurt by the double betrayal. Your mother is betraying you and your father. Cheaters never become contrite until they are caught. My opinion, well, you kind of have an obligation to tell him. Certainly, because when he does find out, and he will at one point, he is going to need your support. You will be his reason to continue life, as he will be deeply hurt. He will need you. Redditor 13, yes, don't let other people push you into lying and condoning such awful behavior. You have to understand that her cheating could potentially introduce STDs to your dad, and that is just reckless behavior. I'm sorry that you have to be the bearer of news. Redditor 14, she has no shame or morals. You show her dad who he raised. Redditor 15, that depends. Do you have a good relationship with your dad? Is he a good dad, and does he deserve a loyal partner? If the answers are yes, I would be honest with him. Redditor 16, God man, I am just gonna start by saying I am so sorry for your mom's actions. Just know that if, and most likely when your dad finds out, if they divorce, it is not your fault at all. I think as is, you knowing what your mom did makes their relationship already worse than them getting a divorce. I think you should tell your dad, because things like these will eventually surface, and the fact that she is approaching 50 makes me think she will not change her ways. I understand you going either route, but just know you and your dad did absolutely nothing wrong by going either route. Redditor 17, there was a girl in here last week that hid the relationship from her dad, because her mom asked her to. When the dad found out, he cut the daughter and her mother from his life. She has not seen her dad or talked to him in 10 years. Another one where the mother had an affair and bribed the 3 daughters with cars, etc., and he never talked to them again. Your mom asking you to lie to your dad is not cool. It won't be your fault they divorced. It will be your mom's choices that will do that. Trust me, there is no kiss either. You and your friends kiss. But, guess what? Adults have sex. So this was not the first time. Do you dad a favor and tell him. Redditor follow up, yeah, exactly, her story was sad. But in the end she should have told him. Redditor 18, wait, a coach let you go home early? That's the most shocking part of this to me. My football coach would have lost his shit lol. Oh, but yeah, go ahead and tell him what you saw. It'll end up a couple ways, cheating divorce, or cheating he stays. Redditor 19, sorry you caught your mom cheating. She's lying to you. And all these other people coming over. Time to think, spout sown or all of them. Then she tried to bribe you. Remember, she's sorry she got caught. If she was sorry before you caught her, Then you old have never have caught her. Once again she's lying to you. You need to tell your dad. He's your dad. Where is your loyalty? Are you mad at mom? Tell her she disgusts you for what she has been doing and you feel she's been doing other people. Just tell your dad and let them figure out what's next. Redditor 20, so your mom is teaching you that lying by omission, hiding things and taking bribes is correct? What a SHT mom really, not to mention she is an awful wife as well. Story 22. My pregnant wife cheated on me before our marriage. I found out in our doctor's appointment. So me and my wife have been married for 5 years. We have been together for 8. The day before yesterday we went for our doctor's appointment. My wife is 7 months pregnant. Anyway, the doctor did some tests on my wife. Some of them tests were blood tests. As I was going through the results subconsciously, I noticed that my wife's blood type is B+. That's funny. Because 6 years ago, before we got married, I remember that I was on a 2-week-long work trip. My wife told me she was with her girlfriends and she would be back by 10 p.m. We texted, then the text kept getting less and less. Then I called her at 10 p.m. and she told me that she was going home. I told her to call me when she got home. She didn't, so I decided to call. She never picked up. I texted her, she never replied. I decided to check her location, but it was off. Anyway, I thought she just got too drunk and passed out, drank after trying several times to try reach her. Anyway, in the morning she calls, apologizes for not picking up the phone, then she goes ahead to make up an excuse about how one of her friend got into an accident, lost a lot of blood and she had to donate blood because she has the blood type O, which is compatible with her friend. Anyway, I confronted her after we got back home and she confessed to cheating on me with a guy she met at the bar, the night she was with her girlfriends. But her friend was relying on her in a car accident. They had time twice and she immediately regretted it and they never did it again. She told me that she wanted to tell me but knew I would break up and didn't want to hurt me, so she couldn't bring herself to tell me, so she kept quiet about it. Since then I left and have been staying with my cousin. My phone has been spamming with calls and texts from her and her family and some of my family members. She told them about the cheating. They want me to forgive her and be there for her, cause she has been an emotional wreck and it's not good for the baby. Redditor's reactions. Redditor 1, you don't immediately regret something by doing it twice. Redditor follow up, but what if it was twice in one night? While still drunk? Or does that sound as once to some people? Redditor 2, if they had time twice she didn't immediately regret it. And the whole thing of her wanting to tell you but knowing you would break up with her is her being so selfish that she decided to hold back information that would break up her relationship that she had already destroyed. Leave her, bro, even if the kid is yours. Redditor follow up, maybe she just wanted to be sure she regretted it. Maybe that's why the second time. Redditor 3, baby might not be yours, dude. Redditor follow up, damn, I tripped and his DCK fell in me, twice. Trust me, it's more than that paternity test and lawyer buddy. Redditor 4, don't let her fool you. Everything she's doing since being found out is an attempt to sweep this under the rug as fast as possible. Her desire to earn your trust back is simply a means to an end to her getting what she wants. Just like her cheating on you is about her getting what she wants, with complete disregard for you. If she really cared about how this affected you, she'd be giving you space, but she can't risk that because you might use it to realize this relationship is done. She doesn't want that, even if parting ways would be the healthiest option for you both. She just wants what she wants and she'll do anything she can to get it. It's not remorse, it's fear. What she's doing is flooding you with promises and apologies and emotional appeals in hopes that something will stick. Especially these blanket offers of "I'll do anything you need me to," as if it's your job to fix this. As if there must be some solution and you're the unreasonable one if you can't come up with it. Jesus, what with all the Reddit award? Redditor 5, didn't we do the "I'm a blood type expert and wife is a dumb cheating whore" post yesterday? Redditor follow up, I noticed my wife's blood type was B+. That's funny. Because 6 years ago, that switch made me chuckle, sort of knew it was Beal shit from there. Redditor 6, divorce lawyer and paternity test as soon as possible, just leave her. Redditor follow up, paternity test should be done regardless if you think she cheated or not. Cheaters won't tell you they are cheating, and by not doing it you're only potentially hurting yourself. Redditor 7, Is anyone going to point out how ridiculous the original story was? I was out drinking with my friends and she got in an accident and the only available blood was from a possibly drunk person? The only way the story could have been less believable would be if when she came back into the waiting room everyone stood up and clapped. And a side note from someone who routinely gives blood, texting or calling people while you are just sitting there filling up the bag is real easy. Redditor follow up, yeah, this is a pretty lame fake. People get too eager to take that women are whores bait, they lose their common sense. Redditor 8, you idiots know this is a fake post, right? Redditor follow up, yes. I left my comment as it just doesn't sound real to me, just in case. But this post is complete BS. First of all, I doubt he would remember the blood type like that enough to then confront his wife about it. Secondly, along with this, she could have just responded with,
I don't ever remember saying I was O, I just remember them telling me I was compatible.
Maybe I assumed I was a universal donor? But more importantly, no one would create that lie to cover up cheating. It comes with a billion questions. Which friend? What happened? Is she in the hospital? Is she going to be okay? When can we visit her? Were you with her when it happened? How did you avoid getting hurt? Why didn't they just give her blood they already had at the hospital? Did you actually go into the hospital? What was that like? How quickly were they able to give her your blood? Then the next time he sees the friend. How are you doing? Are you healing up okay? Thank God for my wife, right? If she was actually cheating, she would have just said she was getting a little too drunk and was just going to Uber home to a friend's place and crash. Redditor 9, she's shown she's willing to lie to you and cheat on you if it suits her needs. Does she still hang out with her girlfriends that she was with that night? She doesn't regret it since she got what she wanted, extra DK and a stable marriage partner. She's selfish. She cares more about herself than your relationship. Make your decision based on that. Redditor follow up, wow, she's a crafty one. Definitely wasn't casual encounter. It was a planned thing with someone whom she had already known. She probably cleaned up all the texting leading up to the meet because she knew to turn the location off prior to the hookup. Twice more than likely means it fizzled out and the other guy probably called it off. Redditor 10, yeah, tell her you expect a paternity test after the baby is born. If it is your baby you better not blame that baby and step up and be the best fucking dad ever. When the family mommies call and tell you to get back together, you only need to tell them that you need this time to process this devastating news. To your wife, I suggest if you can tolerate it to at least help her about the baby. This is a major betrayal and I'd insist on counseling for you as a couple and solo for you at least. This is still new and fresh and you need time. You need to think about if you can get past this or will it eat you up inside. You don't need to stay with her. You don't need to leave her either. It sounds like there are issues and it's possible they still are there. Redditor follow up, before baby. If married when it is born, courts will assume him responsibility. He needs to move now or he may be paying cheek support for the other dude's kid for 18 years. Redditor 11, make up a better story. Your wife's excuse at the time specifically mentioned a blood type? All she had to do was say, "Yay, sorry I was drunk." Instead she made up a story where she donated blood to her friend and for no reason mentioned a specific blood type which she wasn't. Also, don't you know that they have blood banks? They don't take blood from one person on the spot and give it to another person immediately? And finally, after all that, she just owned up to it? Sorry, if I was your creative writing teacher you'd get an F. Redditor follow up, not to mention him being so sure he was correctly remembering a blood type she mentioned one time 6 years ago. Who in their right mind would see B+ and think anything other than, I guess I remembered that wrong. Redditor 12, dude. They don't transfuse blood from one person to another like that. All donated blood is tested for blood-borne diseases. Your fake stories keep getting worse and worse. Redditor 13, oh, this is fake. There was a very similar post the other day, but instead of the wife's blood type it was the baby's. Come on Reddit. Redditor 14, well, she was right about one thing she told you and you broke up with her. Pity about your child about to be raised in 2 separate households, but that's what happens when you cheat. You tend to lose your partner. Do not forgive if you do not feel inclined, and take your time over deciding this. She cheated and lied to you for all these years. She cheated on you and got married to you and got pregnant to you, all while hiding this lie. At any point during these past 6 or so years she could have come clean, yet she chooses to do so now at the absolute worst possible time, because all she can rely on is emotional blackmail to keep you. That, in combination with a 6-year lie, is just horrendous to contemplate. You have a lot to forgive, mate. The cheating, the lying, the dropping it on you at what should be the happiest time of your life, and now emotionally blackmailing you via family and friends. That is a hell of a lot of things to forgive, and I'm not sure you ever can. Redditor follow up, she didn't really choose to tell him. It's just that the lies were coming unraveled and she was forced to come clean. I doubt I would ever trust someone again after that. Not just the cheating, but the long lie and the friends lying to you too. It's complicated by the baby. I'd definitely be asking for a paternity test if I was op. Redditor 15, I am very sorry this is happening to you. Take some time for yourself to process this all and to cry. Crying is okay. Look, if you can find someone you can talk to, you don't have to be alone. I am even more sorry for what I am about to write, but I think your wife only told you half of the truth. So she hooked up with him and had time with him. If she really would have thought that she made a mistake and ducked up her relationship with you, if it ever comes to light, what would be the right thing to do? Well, the most wrong thing to do would be to make the same mistake again. But they had time 2 times. One time was a mistake, maybe. But the second time? That was a decision. If I would guess, then I would say that she had a side guy that dumped her, and because of that, she stayed with you. Go to a lawyer and be it only to know what your options are. You need to be prepared for what might come. Do a paternity test when the kid is born. But most importantly, take your time to make a decision, where to go from here, and only talk to her again when you have made your decision. Stay strong. Redditor 16, lot of blood-related stories leading to infidelity being found out. Why would you even care about blood types in that situation? And happen to remember 6 years later. Why do people waste their time making these threads FFS? Redditor follow up, because O is a special blood type that can be donated to everybody. So people remember if you are it. Redditor 17, she basically lied and trapped you with a kid. If you would have broken up with her because of the cheating, then you wouldn't be where you are now. Also, might not be your kid. Redditor follow up, she basically lied and trapped you with a kid. Don't be ridiculous. A person can cheat and later want to have a kid for the sake of becoming a parent. Redditor 18, what advice you're looking for exactly? You just need to walk away. It sucks though. Hang tough. Redditor 19, she made 2 mistakes. First, she marriage trapped you. And now baby trapping you. You should not engulf you self-respect and dignity for anyone. She didn't care about the marriage. She made same mistake twice. Wow. What a lame excuse for her cheating. Bro, if you fall for these you will regret in your whole life. Redditor 20, I swear I saw this exact same blood test discovery yesterday. Lot of this going around, I guess.
Thanks for watching. Please subscribe.